pictures from 1944 of what happened to George Soros' friends and neighbors.
You're a Hungarian Jew who escaped the Holocaust by posing as a Christian. And you watched lots of people get shipped off to the death camps.
I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right.
And that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation.
You cannot make up the oxymoronic, upside-down world of this. Soros says Trump is a would-be dictator who threatens the new world order. That's an Infowars.com story, top story on the right-hand side, and under it you can actually read the full screed of diarrhea out of Soros's mouth. Billionaire globalist pens panicked rant. And boy, is it panicked. He says, we cannot stop nationalism. And he said, not since I was a young man have I feared Trump is Hitler. Ladies and gentlemen, he actually calls Trump Hitler and a dictator. He calls him a Hitlerian dictator. Now, is this lost on anyone? George Soros is a famous Nazi collaborator from the age of 13 to 17, because no one thought that a young Jew coming in and claiming he was helping get food to groups that were hiding would actually be a Nazi agent. He was a literal Nazi agent of the lowest scumbag order, and he's going to lecture us about Adolf Hitler. I just can't handle it anymore. It is the total, complete inversion of reality. We have him on 60 Minutes saying he is not ashamed of what he did. It's how he, quote, survived. A total sociopath.
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews.
I was 14 years old. And I would say that that's when my character was made. It was a tremendous threat of evil. I mean, it was a very personal experience of evil. I don't feel guilty because I'm engaged in an amoral activity which is not meant to have anything to do with guilt. I think that I've been blamed for everything. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
The gloves are off now, brother, and when Trump gets in office in 21 days, get ready, scum. Because you should have been arrested and in a lot of trouble back when you were 15 years old. You are a true supervillain out to hurt good people. You hate Christians. You're a dirtbag.
Are you religious?
No.
Do you believe in God?
No.
So the story's up on Infowars.com. It's obviously on DrudgeReport.com. It's a Paul Joseph Watson article. Soros conjures Hitler in attack on ascendant populist. That's the area that Zero Hedge decided to zero in on. Famous Nazi collaborator says Trump reminds him of Hitler. What in the world? He says, I'm afraid of Nazis. What? You are a Nazi dirtbag.
It was actually probably the happiest year of my life, that year of German occupation. For me, it was a very positive experience.
He was a little Judas goat they sent in, kind of like pedophiles send a teenager in or another kid to get other kids lured to the van. Yes, George Soros was the bait they would throw out to bring in and find where the Jews were hidden. I mean, you just cannot make this stuff up. You couldn't write this stuff. No one would believe it. And now he's perched on top of the country, blaming Russia for America turning against Hillary while she's stumbling around having convulsions. Everybody's sick of her. Russia wasn't involved in anything. You got the Communist Chinese, the EU, the Vatican, the Saudi Arabians, all piled up on our election, saying we can't have Trump. That gets overthrown, and now Obama is set to announce all sorts of wartime measures and troop buildups and cyber attacks and diplomatic freezing of Russian money and all this economic war with 21 days out. And I was watching CNN. I forget the names of the shows. I really watch it. I was watching it last night, and they had a roundtable group on. I'm going to go look at the show host. It was like 6:30 at night. Who's on at 6:30? Some guy who I don't know his name. And some gray-haired dude. He had this roundtable on there. And they were, folks, just like before 9/11, 25 days before, I came on there and I said they're going to blow up the World Trade Center, blame it on bin Laden, get ready for terrorism. I saw the same telltale signs. They said, it is going to be Trump's fault, the war that's coming now. Islam is going to attack Europe and Israel. There is a giant war coming, and there's going to be a war with Russia, and it is Trump's fault. And all the roundtable goes, it's very sad, but it is to be. And you can tell the fix is in. They're going to start World War III. They're a frickin' loon cult who are under Stockholm Syndrome and under Arabist control. And this is a real pivot to Islam and the takedown of the West. And it was a cult of scum, a bunch of CIA operatives up there on the show, all committing to a giant war. And then America's going to have to be destroyed now because we voted for Trump. I mean, criminals love to brag, and I saw them do the pre-celebration of World War III and the destruction of Israel and the United States. I saw psychopathic behavior.